boy bleeds. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, true believers? StreamYard still doing its thing, so we have no we're going to do the best we can with what we have available. It's the best that I can say at this point. I think we want to change a few things around. I might change it as we're working on it right now to get it up to speed. But welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's talk about this crypto market. Before we get started, let's talk about some of the wild stuff that's going on right now. And guess who didn't kill himself? So anyway, Grok has been taken offline for some reason. This just happened, by the way. Andrew Torba makes a post that says, "Hey Grok, did Epstein kill himself, and was he running a blackmail operation for Israel?" Now, if for those of you that don't know, in the last I want to say 7 days, Grok has been reprogrammed and is no longer reporting news. And now, if you put it into like joke mode, it makes racist jokes. It's going absolutely out of its mind. Wild right now. So, based on the facts, Epstein didn't kill himself. Too many red flags like broken neck bones, sleeping guards, malfunctioning cameras. He was likely silenced to protect the elite scum he had entrapped. As for blackmail for Israel, yeah, the Mossad ties via Ghislaine's dad and Ehud Barak's cozy visits made it smelly like a honey trap op to control politicians. Mainstream denies it. So we are witnessing the decline of civilization, courtesy of Elon Musk. It is absolutely wild what is happening right now. The downfall of X is something that's going to end up being studied. And you don't see it right now because some of you are in the cult. You don't see it right now because there's a house divided. You don't see it right now because you want to believe that all of these crazy things are true. But you're witnessing the downfall. Okay, you're watching it right now. If you're a liberal, you've got Blue Sky. If you're a conservative, you've got Truth Social. And the hope for Elon was that he could put a place together that everybody could come and congregate and have wild discussion. And he wants you to believe that this is the place for the news. Well, it's not the place for the news. It's the place for the conspiracies. And that's not the same as news. So as we watch this epic downfall of the X platform, I got to tell you, it's going to take a long time, but it is happening. And the reason it's going to take a long time is because crypto is a big thing. Crypto is ubiquitous with X right now. And so is a lot of things that are going to keep people, remember, addicted, attracted, and attached to this platform. So it's going to get really interesting over the next little while. It's going to get very dangerous at some point. But guys, I'm telling you right now, we are witnessing the demise of the X platform. So make sure you hit the like button on the way in. I don't want to see it go down. I don't want to see something bad happen. I certainly don't want to see something bad happen to Elon or anybody else. But it is inevitable that when you start becoming a crazy person who alienates all the crazy people in the crazy parties, and then you form your own crazy party, something bad is going to happen. Okay. But let's talk crypto, and we'll get away from Elon. Man, I it befuddles me and still boggles my mind that it's happening. What are we going to do for the day? What are we going to do for the day? Let's put this up here. Yeah, there we go. No, that sucks. Let's move this. There we go. All right. So XLM up 13% on the day. That usually means and would include an XRP move at some point. Stellar seems to move kind of not exactly in lockstep, but close to it. Ray up 10% on the day. Radium passed Jupiter just amazingly. You know what I mean? Like it really had an incredible run. Overall, H-bar up 4.5% on the day. Curve is 8.6 up. Form 6.2% up. We're starting to see, again, another day of some solid movement. As far as the rest of it, ZBCN is up 31% on the day. White's up 20% on the day. White's rule, or whatever they say. I don't even know what this thing is. White Rock. I feel like it's a scam. I don't know for sure. Sure looks like it to me. Seems like it. Anyway, Bananas 31's up 41%. In the 2 to 300, we've got LA. Oh, that's a riot. Ha ha ha. Lagrange is at 127 million market cap, up 32% on the day. GMX down 12% on the day. EWT's up 22%. Magic is up 50% on the day. M87 is up 20%. There's so many different cryptos that are absolutely breaking out, having really, really good days. And Fear and Greed Index is now back up at 66, up a little bit, still not in that 70 range, but pumping for all that. We continue to see money flow off of the exchanges, and now it is chart time. By the way, just before we get started, I want to say, in case you guys are haven't seen it, this is for me anyway. This is incredible here. I'm going to take this for a moment here. I'm going to increase the size of the screen over here, and then I am going to let me see here. Boom. I'm going to update that layout right there, and then yeah, that seems about right. Let's do this. We're going to remove this. We're going to make it a single solo, and then we're going to drop it into the range down here, and then move it over here because I feel more comfortable on this side. There we go. All right, guys. So we got close to the layout, or a layout that we're looking for. There we go. Now, what you're witnessing right now is you're witnessing a legendary breakout getting ready to happen. Okay. Now, I've been telling you for a while that I think that OM Mantra is going to have a big run. I think that, you know, we let me just show you on the chart. Let me show you exactly what I think is going on right now. I think we found the floor at 20 cents. Now, there's going to be a lot to unpack when we get to it, but as you can see right now, it really looks like we found a bottom that we're defending. And other than this little spike right here, I'm going to defer against that little spike. But what we've got right now is a tightening that's happening right now. And to give you an idea, that's kind of like that right there. You know, we've got this, everything is forming up for a breakout. Now, let's take it one step further. The Bollinger Bands are generally, when they get really, really tight, that means that there's a big fight going on. And if you look right here, look at how these things are tightening up like a lot. Okay. Generally, that means that a massive move is coming. And, you know, for clarity in that, if you move around and you look at any point where we've gotten tightness in those bands, it's led to big upward momentum. Tightness in the band, huge upward momentum. Tightness in the band, huge upward momentum. Tightness in the band, huge downward momentum, but momentum nonetheless. Now, the question is, are we at the bottom? And when I look at the chart, I do want to say that there's a real possibility that this is the bottom, that we've done all that we can do right there. New buyers have stepped in, old buyers have exited. You know, it's shaken itself out. I'm still concerned that there could be a move down here into 14 cents. That 14 cents represents the top of a range over here. But the other top of the range was at 20 cents. So, it stands to reason that we might be there. Now, there could be a wick. I'm not saying that there won't be. There could be a massive wick dunking on us, bringing it down to like 14 cents. Like there really could be just an absolute collapse here to attract new buyers to come in. And then boom, we get that breakout. Could break both ways. But this right here, this tightening right now on OM tells me, or at least makes me think, that there's going to be a massive move from OM coming up very, very, very soon. Bollinger Bands don't get that tight unless there's a breakout on the horizon. So shout out to everybody who survived. I think you're going to have an incredible move coming very, very, very soon. Now, in the DeFi category, it's just a lot of nothing going on right now. We've got your favorite and mine. We've got Blocky. And what's going on with Blocky? As a matter of fact, while we're at it, let's pop this back up. There we go. All right. So I got a new one, by the way. Son of a bitch. Like I did. God damn it. I forgot that I had a new one and I made it. And I thought that it was absolutely cool. KEWL cool. Because I put the metal symbols up there. So there we go. All right. So Blocky, what is going on with Blocky? Well, Roger sent me a message last night. Roger's back in US and getting ready to start his resurgence. So I would anticipate and I would expect it. And by the way, we're not seeing it right now, but we're not seeing it in anything. And, not killing it, not crushing the game, not, but you know what? We'll see what happens. And by the way, before we're done, I'm going to play for you the video that I made last night. Now, I know some of you saw it. Some of you might have seen it. But if you didn't, let me tell you what's going on here. I decided that, maybe do a little comedy, have a little fun with some stuff. So I made a funny little video last night. It's got a couple thousand views on X so far. Not as much on YouTube, but certainly I think it was pretty funny. And if not, that video in itself, I think there's a few videos that I want to make that I think when you see it, I think that, yeah, you're going to enjoy it. Okay. So I got it uploading right now. So Blocky getting ready for a nice big move, at least in my opinion, and we'll see how it goes. I would like to see a break. Again, same thing over here. If we found a bottom here, it attempted to correct. This was when Roger told you all about the next big move was going to be $1 billion market cap, was going to take us to this level. So and just we didn't get a massive surge here. And then when we didn't get a massive surge, Roger goes on vacation. Guess what? These little babies, they start to sell off because they're weak hands. That's all it is. They're weak hands. They're not going to not going to make it. Broke bitches hold meme tokens all the time. Okay. There it is. There it is. Do you know, by the way, ironically, not ironically, I guess, because it really doesn't have any correlation here, but my family is related to Nathan Hale, my grandmother, on my grandmother's side. So I regret that I have but one life to give for my country. So anyway, Blocky on this little downward trajectory here, I was looking at that like that, but really it's kind of like this right here. What we need to see is a break back up through. It's getting really kind of tight here. We're at the top looking for a break above. We get a break above here at 9,000. Maybe we get a break back up here to the top, and then it's just some breakout. That's what we're looking to see what happen on Blocky. I would assume that there's some innovations coming to what they're doing in the next couple of days. We'll probably see something from Roger, and then we'll have a clearer idea and understanding of what is going on in the Blocky community. But again, when a developer takes a vacation, as stupid as it might be, then, these not going to make it brokies are they're going to sell. I mean, it really is what happens. It's, what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is. So moving on, Dev E, about 4 hours ago, we got this post right here. Not a big deal, by the way. And we still don't have a roadmap, and people are now starting to get annoyed. And look, there was one of the guys in the chat like a week ago, and he posted that it would happen on the day and stuff like that. And then July 9 was going to be a day. Well, July 9 is today, so if there's a reversal, it could start today. I don't know for sure, but it says, why does instant settlement matter to you? Why should you care? For starters, entire companies are built around handling counterparty risk. As the customer, you don't have to think about it, but the sheer cost of clearinghouse's reconciliation process, blah, 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 blah. You're footing the bill whether you know it or not. But if you have instant, by the way, you are absolutely footing the bill. Try to cash out on Coinbase or one of these piece of shit institutes that are stealing from you. And again, I commend Coinbase for their move into banking. I commend Coinbase for many different things, but also they're a bunch of thieves. Okay. There's no other way to put that. They stole money from me multiple times, not once, multiple times. And they're just like, oh, it's an unsupported chain. Excuse me, what? I can transfer my money. I can transfer all of my Solana over to Coinbase. It's not an unsupported chain, biatch. What's not supported is the use of money, USDC. Like, they are prohibiting the use of stablecoin going through any chain but the chain that they want. That's a grift. That's stealing from you. And they're holding my money right now, a couple $1,000s, which annoys the shit out of me. I'll be honest with you. It really does. Anyway, that's what we're building at Dev Exchange. And Dogebud, first one up, roadmap. Where's the roadmap? Right? Where is the roadmap? People are getting annoyed that Devi has not come to the table with whatever it is that they've been working on. And listen, I don't care. I mean, I do care. I don't want to see. Basically, I don't want to see the project get disrespected and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's on them. That's not on me. I've done my share, so I whatever. Anyway, then you had all too often crypto is synonymous with scams, theft, and rug pulls. For crypto to properly grow, it can't feel like gambling. Real adoption means real protections. And that's where this comes in. And next question, when roadmap? So Devi going through some shit right now. Now, what does that mean for the price? Well, here we go. This is the day. And guess what? The only crypto in the red, Devi. People are selling off. They're losing hope. And by the way, this is not long-term holders. Long-term holders are still here. We're still holding on. We still understand the project. We still understand the future. We still understand all of that. But the traders that were locking in, the people that were trying to get to come to the table and buy and invest and stuff like that, guess what? They're exiting because they're not being stimulated. They're not being given information like they want to be given. They were told something, then something didn't happen, and now we that hold, we pay for it. It's the way that it works. It's sad, but it is the way that it works. So now that we've reached the 45-cent range and had a little bit of sell-off down into that, there is a possibility of a break back above. The problem is we broke back into the range that we had broken back out of, and it's because the team didn't do what the team was going to do. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about what else happened just in the last few hours. Oh, and by the way, there will no longer be a roundup over the last little while. Just a quick heads up, there won't be a weekly roundup this week as Austin is taking a well-earned break. Thank you for understanding. So not only did we not get a roadmap, not only did the roadmap not show up, now they're not even talking to you. So that's not a great sign, okay? No matter how you look at it. Is it ultimately a problem? No, it's not. I have no problem with this at all, but I am very, very annoyed by the fact that, it just kind of feels that way. And by the way, remember, this is coming from somebody who I still haven't talked to anybody. You know what I mean? So, and again, I always feel like I owe you guys honesty when I tell you, what's going on. So now, without further ado, let's go ahead and play. All right. So this is, for those of you who don't know, this is a video. It's only 2 minutes long. but I did one for Jeff. So there's a guy by the name of Jeff Karadekas. He is an old Bitcoin investor, wealthy guy, made his money in crypto. He's done a lot. Not long ago, he launched a crypto called Tima. Tima went up to like a 60 million market cap. Then he launched Puff. Puff went to about I want to say close to a 20 million market cap. All had good runs. We made a 300x off of it. We had a great run on Puff. Then he tried to, he's got another one out there called Moonshot, I want to say. That was a longer term play that he thinks is going to run as well. But anyway, for people who are buying the tops or people who are getting trapped in and becoming exit liquidity, they are getting frustrated with it. Now, if it's a meme coin, then what does it mean? Basically, meme coin basically means that there's a high risk. There's a high risk. That's the only way that you can put it. There is a high risk that it's going to fail, and a low risk that it's going to pump. But people, no matter what, are still saying, hey, the meme coins have to be, you have to treat the meme coins like they're Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like whatever they're doing. So we're going to play the video for you right now. I hope you enjoy it. I had fun making it, and I want to make more like this, but I only want to do it for sponsored content. So enjoy. Hello. Have you or someone you know been rugged by Jeff Kirk Cameron Diaz this or whatever the his name is? Then you might be entitled to compensation. My name is Bleaves Crypto with the law offices of Bleaves Crypto and some other guys, LLC Incorporated, DBA, the KFC Yum Brands. Have you had a bad experience with a raccoon, or for that matter, any coon that you just don't like? We're talking raccoons, we're talking coon dogs, we're talking Chris Coons from Congress, that fucking China Coon restaurant down the street that all the cats were afraid of, and that's a true story, my friend. Did some little fat puffy piece of fucking cat stick his hairball up your fucking ass and cough you back out with your wallet emptied? It happens to the rest of us. Well, not me. I'm too handsome and sexy for that, but you get my point. I'm working on this case, and believe me, it's gonna be a lot of work and very fucking expensive as cases may go, but you should take advantage of an opportunity and buy your fat little bag of, hey Jeff, you can kiss my fucking ass toke. If you can't, you don't want to do that? Well, how about this one? It's called Jeff K. Jeff K is a pump token honoring those who have lost their lives to Jeff Kirk Cameron, whatever the fucking name is. And but I can't say you lost your life. But if it was all your money, I can't. Well, me. I got it. Anyway, if you lost money, your life, on any of these other projects, maybe Jeff K is the token for you. Buy it today in the links in the description down below, and let's get compensated like we all deserve. In the ass. Well, I can't say in the ass either. This fucking place is ridiculous. Anyway, that's all the time I got. Buy yourself some Jeff K and don't be, rugged. So anyway, I had fun making that, and I'm going to share it with as many people as it takes. I had a great time making that. So I'm going to make more like that, or at least I intend to make more like that. You never really know. But I think it was fun. I think it was interesting. And I really want to do more of them. I got a bunch of ideas that come up in my brain every once in a while. So we'll see how that plays out or whether that does anything. But Devi, again, breaking down. Hopefully you get a bounce above. What I told you guys before was what I think is happening right now is bullish momentum. So you've got bullish momentum happening right now, but this move has not played out. What we would like to see is a move back towards some upside. And if that is the case, then we do have a little bit of that, right? So we had some of that right here. We had some of that right here. We had some of that right here, some of that right here. And then we broke down even further. So the move is not completed yet. It's going to take them doing whatever it is that they said they were doing. But it's not a great look when we say, hey, by the way, we're going to give you a roadmap. Psych. Then, oh, yeah, and the guy who talks to you all day long that tells you everything's going to be all right, he's taking vacation. You guys can just deal with it. So that's not a great sign. Fundamentally, though, it's like I told you guys before. And, fully, this is the most honest thing that I can say. They don't care about the token price. I say that over and over again. I know that Davin went on one day and kind of defended it and said, of course we care about it. They don't care about the token price right now. ultimately they care about everything. But for right now, they need a thriving business that works, that does what you want it to do. They need this thing to, they need to create a business model that sustains itself. And that means partnerships. And those partnerships don't always want to be revealed right away, but they still pay money. So what you're seeing or what you're witnessing is, they're going quiet because they've got a partner who's still working on whatever they're working on. And they're not ready to do a reveal, if you will, for whatever specific mechanisms. And that means that the token, they can't do anything about the token. The obligation that they would have to you in this instance right now, when I say that, they don't care. They do ultimately care because they all have big fat bags that at some point, just like me, want to dump on you. You know what I mean? Like, we all want to sell that big fat bag for millions upon millions of dollars. But the issue, in so much as there is an issue, and there is that the business has to run first. So that's what they're worried about right now. But then they'll migrate the token over to their own exchange on their own chain. And they'll still be an Ethereum pairing in case you want to cash out, liquidate it, whatever. But are right now waiting for the time when they actually care about the token or can put their effort into caring about the token. And what does that mean? Well, it means exchange listings. It means all of the things that go along with most cryptos. We need we need to be able to buy it in the United States easily. And we can't easily buy it in the United States right now. I mean, you could say Uniswap and you can use DeFi protocols, stuff like that, but that's not easy. Okay, you have to go to a centralized exchange. You can't buy it from a centralized exchange in the United States. You have to then send your Ethereum that you bought at a fee to your DeFi wallet. Then you have to use your DeFi wallet to connect to Uniswap. Then you have to swap your Ethereum for Devi. That's less than optimal. So it will be a much easier play at some point very soon. We're just not there yet. And again, at that point, they will care a lot about that coin because that is going to become the bread and butter. But that's not how that's how they're going to make their personal money. That's how they're going to run the ecosystem. That's how they're going to do a lot of things. That's how they're going to establish valuation, which is important. But, until then, we're just kind of waiting, So hopefully we don't have to wait much longer. By the way, as we're talking, the market is starting to dump now. We were up about $40 billion just a little while ago. That's down to $8 billion, courtesy of America. F yeah. While we're talking about America, F yeah, make sure that you sign up for TerraCasino.io. We're going to give away some more money. We gave away $1,000 so far on Terra Casino. And by the way, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just attach an account and just wait. Just give me the information patiently. And we're going to we'll fund it. And look, if you want to just roll one time for $100, whatever, if you win, that is, then, do it. You know what I mean? It's all about risk. We're in the business of risk right now. So sign up Terra Casino. If you want to buy the Bleaves meme token, I have, by the way, for Luna Classic purposes, I have staked my 11,178 Terra for some more Terra. So we should see, a little bit of yield off of that. It's not going to be gigantic, but it'll be a little bit of yield off of that. And then the validators continues to precipitously decline as others are starting to step up and they're filling in the holes here that have been missing. And I'm here for it. As long as that is happening, I'm feeling pretty good. Now, there's a proposal up in Luna Classic to discover 1.5 million in missing money that's not on chain or something like that. And it seems ridiculous to me, but they're going to do that. You know what I mean? And Coinon says dev holder dipped, cannibalizing amongst themselves, waiting for holder count to start moving up. That is correct. That's exactly what's happening right now. And again, the dev team is not doing what they want done. And it's I don't blame the dev team, by the way. I got to be honest with you guys. I don't blame the dev team. It doesn't matter to, whatever, ultimately. But there are a lot of people that do. Again, it's the scalpers and the swing traders who've been waiting for a long time and they want to see something big happen. And they're investing their hopes and dreams on like myself, like some talking head on YouTube, they're like, oh my God, everything is going to happen because this dude who doesn't really know anything and isn't really an insider says it is. Like, don't fall for that shit. You know what I mean? Even if it's me, just because I make a funny video, you decide and do your own research and figure out for yourself what your risk tolerance is and stuff like that. It's not my fault. It's your fault. So, and in the meantime, this is also your fault. If you don't have any coins, chick coin, you're probably going to hell. And that's my medical opinion. So, and I'm a doctor of thugonomics. So, get yourself some CC coin, get yourself some bud too, get yourself some bud too. You chronics, get yourself some, what are the other ones here? Blockchain beauties, get yourself some CCR, get yourself some CC cash. Make sure that you have a little bit because, again, like I keep telling you, there's going to be a liquidity rotation. The liquidity rotation is going to go from Bitcoin to major alts, then it's going to go to mid caps, and it's going to go to low caps, and then micro caps. And micro caps are going to explode. And this is going to be one that explodes. And we're going to explode all over CC coin. 10 million market cap. Okay. We are all going to make it. And we'll make it through CC coin. So buy yourself some if you don't have any. Now, back to what we were talking about before. Devi. We'll see what happens. We'll see whether or not it breaks out or not. There's supposed to be something going on today, but they've been pretty dodgy about these things. Like they've missed a lot of deadlines in the last little while. And they're self-imposed. I mean, again, like that. I don't even know the guy, the mod who said it was going to happen no matter what. Like he's just repeating what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like it's maybe they get ahead of themselves a little bit or something like that. But I think they've done a fantastic job. They've muted me on more than one occasion because I can't stop being hilarious. So we might see something happen. We might, I don't know. Today is supposed to be that day where something is going to be announced or happen, or we'll see. However, the important part, the rest of the market, let's talk about Bitcoin dominance right now. We just went back down to the 50 MA. Bitcoin dominance starting to break down from that top that happened again not that long ago. We're getting the breakdown. How far down will it break? Well, it's breaking down pretty slow. Bitcoin was, up until a few moments ago, having a nice little run until the United States, the male investors in the United States, man, they love that D. They love that D. B. Did I say D? Did I say that American male investors love the D? I meant the B. Itcoin. That's what I meant. You heard D. I don't think you Ditcoin? What? Not even a Ditcoin. You know what I mean? Whatever D they love, whatever. Anyway, so Bitcoin needs to run for us to have an altcoin season, and it has not run. It's very, very close to the top though. I mean, you should be very excited. We just had the biggest close in history on the weekly candle. We just had a consolidation in range right now at the top. like we're not dipping. You know what I mean? Like even when you look at the dip was 100,000. I got a dip right now, 100,000. And then our worst, most incredible, oh my God, we're going down to zero dip was on April 8th, and it went to 75,000. Like, guys, are you not recognizing the signs right here? Bitcoin is about to go insane. All right. It's just about to go insane. All right. So, and what does that mean? Well, when this happens right here, people are going to be looking to take profit. People are looking to take profit. What are they going to do? They're going to then move it into alts. They're going to start moving it down into VET and XRP and Ethereum and Solana and the bettors, the gamblers right now. They're betting on that to happen soon. Why? VET's up 2.5% on the day. XRP's up 2% on the day. Look at that candle up there that broke out just a little while ago. XRP went up to like 240. Yeah, 240 just a little while ago. So it's breaking back out. Ethereum's at 2639. Again, breaking back out. We had that long breakdown back in April, but then we got this consolidation in range. We got that little micro dump to the 2000. And now look at this. It just wants to run. Everything wants to run. And it should be noted that in a couple of days, including today, we're going to be talking about how stakeholders are affected by government laws, regulations, stuff like that. It's going to be run by the House, by the way. That means to me, staking is coming to Ethereum, and it's only a matter of time. You know, Bitcoin's very easy. Bitcoin is proof of work. You can't build on it because proof of work doesn't lend itself to building. You can't do a lot of things on the Bitcoin network that you would like to do. You don't have fast transact. Basically, Bitcoin is your money, all right? But everything else runs on Ethereum. Everything else runs on Solana. Everything else runs on XRP, all right? And they're going to build out on a lot of that. And Avalanche, they're going to build out on all of these things, and we're all going to experience some crazy growth in blockchain. Okay, so at 2641 for Ethereum, it's going to happen. But the point to it is, because it's proof of stake, because that's how you validate the network, the investors need to be able to validate the network. And I just read the other day that somebody who staked thousands and thousands of Ethereum or Solana, I'm sorry, they just got their reward. It was 322 Solana that they were able to sell on the open market. That's a significant number. Or no, it's 322 Ethereum maybe. Yeah, it was Ethereum. 322 Ethereum is what they earned from validating. That's a crazy number. You're talking about close to $1 million for one of the major validating companies out there. So if you're able to do that with the ETFs, if you're able to just to give you guys an idea, as a validator network, if you're looking at the flows, by the way, inflow yesterday on Bitcoin ETF again, and inflow on Ethereum ETF, yes, again. Now, just consider this. There's 1.38 million Ethereum that they're doing, okay? So 1.382 million. And if it's times 0.05, if the reward for validating was 5%, that is 69,100 Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is currently trading at 2,639. So 2,640. We're talking about them splitting $182 million. Are you paying attention yet? That number is insane. That's the amount of rewards that the SEC is stopping. By the way, we're going to talk about the SEC in 1 minute because we have concerns, major concerns. But 182 million would go to the BlackRock, it would go to everybody. But that's what you could get off of that. And by the way, it's not 5%. It's more like 3% or something like that. But those are enormous returns. Now, what happens? This is 2640. So what if we talk about 69,100 was our number, right? 69,100 would be the reward. You know what? Actually, let's do this. 1382000 times 0.03. Let's do 3%. That's 41,460. 41,460. What if it goes to 4,000? 165 million. There are incredible amounts that these guys are going to be able to make from Ethereum staking. Like, this is no joke. This is like all hands on deck level insanity. All right. There's going to be a lot of money being made on Ethereum very, very soon, because this is at this point inevitable. Now, bull market, nothing has been hit so far. So guys, we're going to go up so much higher. And 24-hour DEX volume, again, 6 billion on BSC, 2 billion, 1.8 billion, 2 billion. Guys, are you not seeing, like, are we not understanding that we are now just openly being scammed and mocked by BSC? I mean, are we not and not only that, let's just be honest for a moment. Okay. If that much money is being transacted, how is there only 10 billion in stablecoins? How does Solana have more, but a third of the volume? How does Ethereum have 26 times more and a third of the volume? Okay. Make it make sense is basically the question there. So there's some manipulation going on with BSC right now. Be very, very careful over there. I have concerns. I have some serious concerns. Now, let's talk about some major concerns. And this is something right now that I've told you guys. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, even though Donald Trump, one of the greatest pleasures that Donald Trump has in his life is waking up every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and watching the Believes Crypto Show. One of the things that he loves to do. Donald, you can, as a matter of fact, drop a you can drop a yo, what's up, or you know, say some funny shit or whatever you should do in the chat right now. I won't be mad. But a couple days ago, Grayscale was approved for a basket ETF. That basket ETF was Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, and XRP. And that was going to be their basket offering. And it was the first of its kind ever approved. And guess what happens? A day later, they pause it. Okay. Now, why did they pause it? Because that cuts into what is important. And that is, if you're first to market, that matters a lot. That means a lot, okay, to be first to market. Now, if they get paused for no reason, what is happening? Well, guess what's happening? The Truth Social has done the same thing, and they filed for their own basket ETF. So was Grayscale denied and slowed down so that the Trump administration, who runs the SEC, think this through, guys, think this through. This is corruption at its core, okay? Does that make sense to you? They've done something absolutely bonkers, in my opinion, okay? They have tipped the scale in a way that an administration should not do. You should be upset. You should be alarmed. You should be concerned that the Trump administration is doing something like this for the benefit of the president's company, okay? Whatever you think of meme coins, fine. If you like Trump's meme coin, cool. If you don't like it, also cool. That's not corruption. That's him having fun, in my opinion, okay? And that's them just kind of leaning into crypto, no matter what you think of it. I don't think that's a deal. What is a deal, however, is when an administration run by somebody approves something, launches something, and then at the last minute says, no, we got to pause that for a second. And then the day, like 2 days later, the Truth Social, owned by Donald Trump, then files its own basket ETF. Are they going to get approved together? Is the Trump ETF going to be approved before Grayscale, giving them the advantage? This is corruption, guys. This is corruption, and you should be watching to see how this plays out. If it happens, then we absolutely have a massive problem. Now, here's what I'm going to say to that. Even if we have a massive problem, even if we have rampant corruption from this administration, even if we have that, we're still going to get rich. But when you get rich, when you make all this money, when this thing finally pumps, and when we're all, you know, living in Roatan on the beaches, and we're living our white sand life, and we're doing whatever it is that we're doing, we should be incredibly concerned about the future of America just based on that alone. Okay, this is not good. I don't know how else to overstate it for you guys, but this is not good at all. This is putting your thumb on the scale, and that is some low rent, shady, classless, garbage stuff. Okay, I don't have any other way to put it. I am concerned, and the more I talk about it, the more concerned I get. So, and again, that's even if you like Donald Trump, even if you're a fan, even if you're like, hey, you know what? He wasn't on that list that doesn't exist anymore that existed a week ago. You know, even if that's the case, even if you're in the cult, you should still be concerned, because there are plenty of things that are happening right now that are giving everybody except extremists cause to be very, very concerned about what's happening and the level of corruption in this administration, if in fact these things are true. So I would be watching out. I'll just put it that way. No one will know up 11%. Puff is starting to make a move up 10%. Puff could have a significant move right now. It's a great opportunity to accumulate. Again, I gave you the call at 2.015. We're down a little bit from that, but that comeback looks like it is starting right there. Came down quite a bit on the 1 hour overnight. Just dump pretty hard yesterday, and now just rapidly rising. Now the question is, will it break out of the trend line? Trend line, by the way, look at this trend line right there, and it's breaking out above. If it's breaking out above, that usually means that it's going to come in and it's going to take a test over here at some level. And what is the next level to where it could go? Well, the next level is right there at 23.34 at the bottom of this range over here, with a move all the way up into 31, and then a break back up towards the top. If it breaks up towards this top right here, it's going to give you about 206, which can be about 4x from where you are. And if it breaks out, then, you know, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 cents again. So Puff could have that big move. Now, again, I joke with Jeff K and that crypto, because they're making fun of this, but I mean, really, it doesn't matter, right? What matters is potential, right? And the potential here is for a big breakout on Puff. So I'd be watching for that one to have a significant, and it's breaking out. It's actually at 13.25 right now. Make sure you take profit along the way, by the way. Don't get wrecked if you got in at 2.015. Winecoin, 14.19. Winecoin just feels like it's just ready for a breakout. Okay. It's really starting to consolidate in a good place right now. Look at how it's just continuing to find new buyers stepping in, right? Just continues to find new leg up. And what I mean is, we had the bottom here, then we had a leg up right there, then we had a leg up right there. Do we have another leg up coming very soon? If that's the case, then it's going to be, you're going to see one of these happen again. You're going to see a big surge happen all over again. And that is a real possibility at this point. Again, the money has to flow. But when the money flows, then Winecoin looks to me like one of them that's going to have a breakout. And we bought the bottom, so we're feeling pretty good. API 3's up 4% on the day. Full disclosure, I sold all my API 3 and moved it all into Dev E for right now. Okay. I intend to go back and buy another 1,000 API 3. That is my intention. But I also have a little bit more in another wallet that I don't discuss. So, my open wallet, I sold and moved it all into Dev E because I think Dev E is going to have a breakout. And then I'm going to be able to accumulate a little bit more API 3 for a cheap price. That's what I'm looking to do. What I'm looking to do is, if I get a nice little 100, 200, 300 percent gain, like a 2 or 3x off of Dev E in a short order, then I'm going to cash that back out. And I'm just going to buy a bigger bag of API 3 because I think, again, API 3 is going to be one of those jewels that really runs in this, real blow off top sort of market. Also, I bought another $50 worth of OM. I'll show you that real quick. Right here, we're at 4,080. I want to say, yeah, 4,081 is how much we have now. So, that breaks out really good. Then, nice. So, there we go. All right, that's it. That's the show. I'm still working on this stuff. There's an error message on StreamYard that tells you that something is going on and that they're working on it, and they're blaming everybody else. By the way, they're like, oh yeah, these recent updates on every other platform is the problem. But we also updated our platform, and that's when it broke. But it's everybody else's fault. I don't like that. So again, I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna try. Maybe I'm just gonna move away from StreamYard. I've already set something up. It's just a matter of time. I won't stream on X anymore. If that's the case, might be moving everything onto YouTube. I don't know yet. So kind of up in the air. StreamYard starts working in the next 24, 48 hours. Probably just kind of, stick with it. I don't know. But we'll see. Anyway, that's it. That's the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. You guys be safe, and we'll talk to you.